Batman and Robin.
Holy hole in a donut!
Or maybe a bit more like Bert and Ernie.
Hey, Bert.
This is Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Luke and Lewis for lunch. What?
Well, that was too enthusiastic. See, now you've overcompensated these last few days.
Yeah, you
Maybe
reckon?
just tone it down tomorrow.
All right, next time I'll just yell lunch, but I won't say what. We got a big show coming up for you guys. We're going to be talking about instantaneous celebrities, aren't we, Luke?
Yeah, there was one that came across me during the week. I was just like, wow, this guy went from literally no one to a hero in about 5 seconds.
Yeah, it was incredible. And Luke also has a couple of small jokes to talk about, because you've heard of small talk, but what about small jokes?
Yeah.
That's coming up later. And I brought a megaphone in for something else, but I thought I might as well bring it into the studio, so... This show is going to be full of announcements. That's Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital. Quick announcement. Luke, as you know, yesterday I was endeavouring to finish my book before I saw the movie version.
Of It.
Of It, yeah.
The popular
Stephen
horror
King.
film.
Yes.
Slash book.
Yeah, well,
Well,
it was a book first.
Film adaptation of a book.
Exactly. Actually, the sequel it's the remake of a film adaptation of a book. So,
Wow.
there's levels to this.
Thanks for informing me.
You're welcome, mate. And I suppose you'd be interested to know what happened last night, whether I finished my book or...
Yeah, so you had about 12% of the book left, I believe.
1,000-page book. So what's 12%? That's like
120 pages, mate.
As if I was going to do that.
Well, yeah, it depends how quick you read. But yeah, and after the show, you were like, I'm going to go finish it before the session. And we were planning the show today, for today's show, doing other stuff. It got to around, I left at about 7:30 and I hadn't seen you reading once.
Yeah.
So how did you go?
Well, then I had to film a video, so it got to about 8. It got to about 7:50 and I had to leave. The movie was at 8:45, so I thought, you know what? I'll go to Crown,
Just
I'll make
skim
it there, and I'll just read on the tram. There were no seats, so I couldn't read. And then when I get to Crown, I'll have 20 minutes to sit down in the lobby and read my Kindle before the movie starts. And then, it won't be spoiled for me.
That's a lot of pages in 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, the expected reading time, according to my Kindle, was about 3 hours. But I was like, nah, 20 minutes.
It's like Google Maps walking distance. It's like, yeah, it's not actually.
That's literally what happened, because
Yeah.
I can halve the Google Maps walking distance
Yeah,
because I'm so
but
tall.
you can't
Apparently,
halve the
height
reading.
has nothing to do with reading speed.
No.
But anyway, so I ended up getting to Crown. I thought I would have 20 minutes, but then I got lost in Crown for 20 minutes. So I ended up having about 1 minute. I got through about 3 pages.
That's still pretty impressive.
That's pretty good, yeah. And then I sat down and I tried to read through the ads, but they were too distracting.
Like while the trailers are on, you were sitting by yourself. Because, by the way, Lewis bought a single ticket to this screening of It because he doesn't have any friends.
Look, man, if I came with a friend, I wouldn't be able to read my Kindle through the ads. So
That's why most people bring friends.
look, man, I was reading a Kindle by myself at a late showing of a movie. That's cool as.
Can we get like an audio grab of that back? Just you repeating yourself and going, does that really sound cool as?
Nah, everyone was looking at me going like, oh, who's this mysterious guy? I hope he doesn't have a knife.
I don't want to be mysterious. I was going to say, I'd never look at someone and go, oh, mysterious. I want to speak to him. I go,
Yeah,
oh, that guy's
mysterious.
mysterious.
I hope he doesn't come near me. Yeah, that's
File
true.
a restraining order, even though I don't know him.
But anyway, so everyone assured me, because I was talking about this, everyone after the show was telling me, oh, don't worry, man, the movie only goes halfway through the book, because the whole book is they fight the monster as kids and then they fight it as adults. So they're like, oh, it just comes up to the part where they're kids and where they fight the monster, and then it doesn't cover when they're adults.
So people told you that half the book was what the film was.
Yeah.
And was that the case?
No. The entire book tells the story of the kids fighting it and the adults fighting it at the same time. So they flick back and forth. And the conclusion of the kids fighting it happens at the same time as the adults fighting it. So basically, it spoils like the second last page of the book.
So you were thoroughly unimpressed with the last 12% of the film.
Yeah. It's like everyone lied to me. Like they got up to the part where I thought was halfway of the book. I'm like, oh, awesome. Everyone was right. And then I looked at my watch and there was an hour left. I'm like, no! I thought about leaving.
To read.
But then I realized it was the last showing of the movie, so I
Yeah.
just wouldn't be able to see it.
Well,
so,
it will come out on DVD soon.
mate, I
Who
would at
still
least
buys
might
stuff on
treat myself
DVD?
to a Blu-ray.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like to say to all of the listeners who told me that it wouldn't matter, it did matter, and it spoiled the whole book for me. And I'm very disappointed.
Bad luck.
I know. So next time, I don't know, maybe I'll come with friends so I have someone to complain about it with.
I'm not coming.
Luke and Lewis for lunch. Luke, as you know, or as everyone in the nation knows, yesterday was pre-early Christmas.
And now it is pre-early Boxing Day. Yeah.
It is too.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that. I can't believe I forgot.
I've been unwrapping my pre-early presents all day.
Mate, I can't wait for the pre-early Boxing Day sales.
Dude, does anyone do that? Like Boxing Day? Like, oh, now's where I'm going to unbox my presents.
Is that what it's for?
Yeah.
I thought it was for getting rid of the boxes because you open them on Christmas.
Oh.
I think that's what it is.
Really? They used to dedicate a day for that? Not like, 5 minutes.
How many presents was everyone getting to make it like a national holiday? This sucks, man. We haven't been getting enough presents.
It's a day for 70% off and cricket. That's what it's for these days.
Well, there never really should be a day for cricket. That sport sucks.
Mate, we're at Triple M. All right, watch your mouth.
Modern Digital, watch your mouth. All right, so it's pre-early Christmas was yesterday. We celebrate pre-early Christmas instead of Halloween here at Triple M Modern Digital. And a lot of people, since we did that show, have been sending me pictures of other stores that have Christmas decorations for sale, saying, oh, look, they're doing pre-early Christmas as well. But got my megaphone here. It's time for another announcement. Sorry, that was an alarm. Pre-early Christmas finished yesterday, so they are just celebrating early Christmas. Announcement over.
Thanks for that announcement. Geez, if you hadn't have done that without the megaphone, I don't think that you could have got that information across.
Well, people need to know. They're trying to tell me that Australian stores are doing pre-early Christmas when really they're just doing early Christmas, and we don't celebrate early Christmas.
Can you pass me the megaphone for a second?
Yeah, you can. Here you go, mate.
Cool. I just wanted to announce that
just the on button. That's the alarm button. On.
Hello.
Can I turn it on for you, mate?
Don't touch it.
Okay, there you go. Whoop, okay.
Whose idea was it to bring a megaphone? So I just wanted to announce that Lewis just made a very unnecessary announcement with a megaphone. That is all.
Thank you very much, mate. But so this whole segment has just turned into megaphones, but people have been sending you international photos, haven't they?
Yeah, I got one from people who were like, oh, check out this. Bulk Barn are doing pre-early Christmas this year.
Well, they're American.
No, they're Canadian.
Oh, well, then they actually would be doing, because they're a day behind.
I went to accuse this girl. I was like, mate, pre-early Christmas.
Mate, just because it's pre-early Christmas in Canada doesn't mean it's pre-early Christmas here. Turn that off.
Ease that up.
Apologise for that, Michael.
Sorry, everyone.
Thank you.
That's all right.
So I went to accuse this girl, right?
Yeah.
Who I was like, hey, Bulk Barn, we did pre-early Christmas yesterday. I was like, hey, it's no longer pre-early Christmas. And then I realized, I was like, oh, wait, I Googled Bulk Barn. They don't sound Australian. And, they're pretty much like a hardware store in Canada. It's like the Canadian Bunnings. They're doing Christmas right now.
So do they give out Canadian sausages?
Yeah, I don't think they do.
Oh.
No.
Well, then it's not the Canadian Bunnings,
No, there's just like a guy saying like, oh, how about that? And he shakes your hand and he's really nice.
That's the worst accent I've ever heard in my life.
You do a Canadian accent.
I refuse. No comment.
See? But yeah, and then I went to accuse her, Googled it. It turns out that America and Canada are the only two countries that still have the privilege right now to be celebrating pre-early Christmas. And I'm jealous.
We should have flown there.
Just so we can have 2
to
days.
Do this show. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they found out about pre-early Christmas. I'm pretty sure we invented it, and Triple M Modern Digital is just a national show in Australia. But the word spreads quick.
Fans.
That's true.
Yeah.
Our podcast must have gone viral.
Yeah.
Strictly in Canada and the
I think
USA.
just the holiday went viral there. Everyone knows about it, mate. We're all across it.
We're not going to get credit for it. But that doesn't matter. We're just spreading pre-early.
But now early Christmas has started, and you know what, Target? We beat you to the punch, so suffer in your jocks.
That's right. All right, just one final announcement. This segment is now over. Luke and Lewis for lunch on Triple M Modern Digital.
Lewis, last week on this show, we predicted the next Bachelor for next year's show.
And I still stand by it. It's the dude with the huge head.
Yes, his name is Apollo. He looks like a Greek god in human
He's also
form.
named after one. That
Yes.
is a Greek god.
That's a massive giveaway that perhaps he could be, that ladies may enjoy his presence.
Yeah, and he's like prime age, and he's like a nice person. So, like, women will just fall in love with. They'll buy Apollo t-shirts.
Yes.
That's all that matters.
So we predicted him because obviously, he's got it all. But during the week it came out that perhaps Shane Warne could be putting his hand up to be the next Bachelor. Now, he has since denied these claims.
Look, Shane Warne, how old is he?
Oh, too old.
He's
Probably
like a famous cricket player. Let me just say, just because you can catch doesn't mean you are a catch.
He also can't catch. He was a bowler. So that just shows the extent of Lewis's cricket knowledge as well. And he's 48.
Should anyone have cricket knowledge, though? Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I know they look silly in sunscreen or with zinc, whatever they wear on their lips.
That's not a stat.
Wouldn't be fun kissing Shane Warne. He'd show it with zinc on his lips. He'd be like, "Ugh, yuck." Although at least your lips would be sun protected by proxy.
That's true. He's actually 48 years old,
Yeah.
which is older. That's 11 years older than Sophie was this year, and
Yeah.
she was perhaps a higher end range bachelorette.
Are you age shaming people on Triple M Modern Digital?
100%. Actually get some youth on you, Warnie. Honestly, look, he was going balding a few years ago until he fixed it with those laser hair clinic ads.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
He did that for a while, and he
Yeah.
got his hair back magically.
Yeah.
Prayed to the dark gods, and it
Yeah.
just turned up.
And I was just started to think, I was like, wow, okay, say if Shane Warne was the next Bachelor, it'd end up just being like, I'd be like, okay, who would just set up Shane Warne with? And it would have to be other sports people.
He shouldn't be just the only sports person.
Well, because he'd be interested in sports females. I guess he's a sporty guy, similar interests, maybe like Maria Sharapova or something.
Is
Could
that
walk
the,
into
the, the tennis woman who like screams whenever
yes.
she moves?
Yeah,
her
she'd
tennis
get out of
racket
the
an
limo
inch?
and she'd open the door and be like, oh!
Yeah, well, I think that it shouldn't just be exclusive to sports ladies.
Yeah.
Shane Warne might swing both ways. We could have the first sports edition of The Bachelor and the first bisexual Bachelor as well at the same time. So we could have Leighton Hewitt as well. He could walk on and be like, "Come on, pick me, come on!" Right?
Yeah.
That's a
Who
relevant
else?
tennis joke.
Oh, relevant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take a time machine back to 2005 and call that a
Maybe not relevant, but
Yeah.
correct. So that's pretty good for me.
Yeah.
And we could have
What about Warwick?
Warwick
Kappa. You know what? They're probably mates.
I bet they'd already
He'd
dating.
invite Warwick around to the bachelor pad.
Warwick would definitely be an intruder.
He
for
just takes
sure.
speckies over Osh's head.
Yeah, you got to Warwick Kappa. Just win the Bachelor because I'm the best Bachelor in the world. Warwick Kappa, famous comedian. And then Sharapova would shake his hand and be like, "Oh, nice to meet you, Warwick." "Yeah, nice to meet you." And Mary said, what are you doing, mate? Come on!
It'd be an absolute mess of a season, but Channel 10, if you're listening, I want to see it.
Oh, yeah, and we obviously want a cut of all proceeds because we just invented the
Yeah, we
best
just
Bachelor
invented the
concept.
show.
Yes.
Yes.
let's franchise this out internationally,
Yeah.
but only Shane Warne
And
can be the
then
Bachelor.
we should make it a rule where in every rose ceremony, Warne has to spin bowl the rose down to all the contestants
That's
to
brilliant.
receive a rose.
Fund it.
And Osh is like, sorry, Warwick, you did not get spin bowled a rose.
Come on! Oh, no, wait, that's Leighton.
You've been bowled out. Please take your time to say goodbye.
Yeah, see you later, mate. Warwick Kappa, famous
And then when he
comedian.
kicks out 3 in a row, it's a hat trick. What a good show.
Luke, it might surprise you to know that in high school, because in your high school, you basically you wifed up, really. Like in year 11, did you get with Emily?
Yes,
Your
me and
girlfriend?
Emily started dating when we were 17.
And you're
So,
still
yeah.
together?
Still
Yeah.
together. All through year 12 we dated.
Yeah, so you didn't have very much dating experience in high school?
No.
No. It might surprise you to know that I was a bit of a lady killer when I was in high school.
I'm very surprised. I almost just fell off my chair.
Well, you're probably so surprised because that was a lie.
Yeah, I was about to say I was in disbelief, and that's because I did not believe you. So.
Incredible. That's the definition of that word. But yeah, I wasn't very good. Actually, I think I had the potential to be a lady killer because I had many girls interested in me, but I just didn't know. I was unable of detecting when a girl was interested in me. I was like the king of missing signals. I think there's always that one guy in every high school that has a whole bunch of girls following him around, and everyone looks at that guy and goes,
I don't
why?
think you were that guy, mate.
No, I wasn't that guy. But you see, like, there's a few of those guys where you see girls like following around everywhere, and they're just not interested in any of them, and it's because they're just completely oblivious.
Yeah, like footy or video games. Like they just have other interests because they're like they just don't care. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had I've got a great story of this one. I went on a full-on date with a girl who definitely liked me, and I had no idea it was a date until, honestly, the way home. Probably even the week after.
How do you misread an entire date?
I don't know. I'll explain it to you, okay? So there was this girl who was in my media class, and I thought we were just friends. Clearly, she was very interested in me. We used to do assignments together. We'd do everything together. She would always initiate every conversation. So that's basically how a girl makes their move, is they put themselves in a position where you can make your move, right? So she was doing that for me, and I was completely oblivious. Like, she probably thought I was playing hard to get, when in reality I was like, oh, having mates is sick.
You're just excited you didn't have to go to a movie by yourself.
I know. I was
One
sick.
double ticket, please.
Well, that was the date. So, because it was media class in year 12, this is when Harry Potter was huge. So the second last Harry Potter movie had come out, and everyone in class was talking about it because it was a movie and we're in media class. And then she was like, man, I really wish I had someone to go with. So that was like massive hint there. And then I was like, oh, we could go together.
You're like, you're like, I'm pretty sure Jeremy told me it was free tonight. You should go him. He's really nice. He's got a haircut. So
no, I actually picked up on that hint, but I misinterpreted it. I was like, oh, she needs a friend to go with. I'm her friend. I'm her platonic friend. And the thing was,
I'm her wizard friend.
The thing was, I thought this girl was really pretty too. Like, I was kind of into her as well, but I just didn't believe that she would ever be into me. So I just missed all her signals. So I was like, oh, we can go together. And we ended up booking, one of the few times I ever booked a double pass to a movie was a midnight screening of Harry Potter. And so with a midnight screening, I had no idea that this was a date. So with a midnight screening, you know how as soon as it hits 12:00, that's when the date starts. So the movie was on like the 13th, but I read the ticket that said the 13th on the ticket, so I assumed that it was like midnight on the 13th. Do you know what I mean?
So you forgot how dates work. Yes.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, classic me.
Yeah.
So literally I get a call on the day of the movie screening. She's there. It's about an hour, half an hour before the movie. She calls me up. I'm at home. I'm not even thinking about leaving because I think it's tomorrow. She goes, hey, where are you? And then I was like, oh, the movie's tomorrow. And she thought I was joking. She's like, ha, come on, Lewis. That's funny. Wait, you're actually coming though, aren't you? I was like, yes. And then I ended up driving with my parents.
Yes, friend.
Yeah, and I got there about 10 minutes before the movie started, and I got there, and I think that's when I had an inkling that it was a date, because she looked gorgeous. She was really done up. She wore some nice clothes, and I showed up in a T-shirt and jeans and was like, hello, friend, handshake, how you going? Let's watch a movie. Woo!
You rocked up in a ghillie suit just trying to fit in with all... You're like, oh, I didn't realize. Cool, sorry.
Yeah, and I completely misinterpreted the date and then went home completely platonically, and she just didn't speak to me at all after that.
Because you pretty much rejected her.
Yeah.
Because you almost didn't show up, and then you were probably just talking about Harry Potter the whole way home.
Yeah, she probably thought I did that on purpose to disrespect her.
No.
Because it's definitely not plausible that
Just
I'm that
more
much of an
into
idiot.
Harry Potter than girls, and I respect that. So
Absolutely. Luca Lewis for lunch.
Lewis, last night I was watching a video of the new world record holder for the fastest Rubik's Cube solve.
Oh, love a world record.
Yes, you know I love a world record. And as soon as I saw this come up on YouTube, I was like, boom, click. And what really got me, it was 4.59 seconds. Very quick solve.
That's very fast for a whole cube.
Hands are like a blur, right?
Yeah.
And it's a 23-year-old guy called Seung Cho, I think.
23.
Yeah.
Is that what you should be focusing on? 23 years old?
We both still live at home, so let's leave Seung Cho alone.
Yeah,
all right?
He's probably a millionaire now that he's solved a cube pretty quick.
But what got me was that, great, very impressed with his world record, good on him. But he was sitting there in this room where everyone was doing cubes around. It was just a big cube
he did
fest.
it at a cube convention?
Yeah, it was just a cube fest. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, a CC, a cube convention. I don't know what they call them. I think it's called like the World Association of Cubing or something like that.
Wouldn't it be the World Association of No Mates?
Yes.
Incorporated?
Sorry. Actually, right, it does say that here. And it says that. And what I was impressed with was he's sitting there by himself doing the cube. And then as soon as he puts it down on his pad and the time comes up and it's a brand new world record, and No one's looking at him. No one cares who he is. And then as soon as
so
everyone...
he has no one to tell.
No.
Like that, hey, friend that I brought with me, I just broke the world record.
Yeah, no.
So he just does it, and then he's like, well,
yeah, because he's got
cool
no mates.
for me.
So, but then as soon as everyone realizes he's got the world record, he's instantly just swamped by about 30 to 40 people. I mean, there's not that many people.
Because there's like a big timer on the screen.
And as soon as everyone realizes, this guy's just got a world record.
Yeah.
He just goes from literally nobody to instant celebrity in literally 4.59 seconds.
That's got to be a record.
A bit of audio coming up. This is what happened. You'll hear a ding when he finishes the cube, and then the audio will just... everyone slowly realizes that, oh my God, this guy's got a world record.
So he's just done it.
Yeah.
Silence.
And then people start to look over.
Yeah,
and everyone realizes.
People had to notice the time. He didn't tell anyone because he had no one to tell.
And what's happening now is he's literally being mobbed like he's Justin Bieber coming out of his own concert by other cubers.
Except there's no girls.
There's people getting celebrities, selfies with him. He's just a celebrity.
That's incredible.
That was more impressive than the world record. I was like, this guy...
Yeah, he smashed 2 records at once.
Yeah.
Fastest Rubik's Cube, fastest rise to celebrity fame.
Yeah, I mean, that was quicker than Gangnam Style. That went viral overnight. It was quicker than Cash Me Outside Girl. That went viral in about 6 hours.
Yeah.
4.59 seconds. Boom. Instant celebrity.
That's a record. I mean, that's faster than Kim Kardashian's baby. I mean, they're famous now. It took about 9 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really quick.
It was very quick. And then it didn't stop there, right? Seung Boom Cho.
You're struggling there.
Yeah, I'm struggling with that name. He ended up going on a full press tour after this happened. Yeah, his rise to fame just continued, and we actually have audio grabs of
good.
how his press tour went.
Because I was wondering how that would sound.
Yeah.
So let's have a listen.
Tonight on 60 Minutes, Seung Bum Chow, the Rubik's Cube prodigy. Seung Bum Chow, this is Randy Davidson from TMZ. Is it true that you're the one who got Kylie Jenner pregnant? If so, was it in 4.91 seconds?
Hey, sunburned chair, welcome to Jimmy Fallon. You are the funniest guest that I've ever had since the last guest that just left 5 minutes ago. Oh my God. Sunbeam Cho, it's Oprah. I want you on my show. We're going deep. There'll be laughter, there'll be tears, and I'll be giving everyone in the audience a brand new Rubik's Cube. You get a cube, you get a cube, we all get a cube.
More Luke and Lewis after this. They're just on the phone to their mum. Triple M Modern Digital.
There's been a recurring issue on our show, Luke, where we'll finish a show. One person will feel really good about it, but the other person will be just feeling a little bit upset because some joke that they have told would have gone underappreciated. And me especially, I think you've been underappreciating my jokes, Luke.
Well, yeah, there have been some times in the show where someone said something that's pretty humorous in like, you know, when you think back and you look back, you're like, oh, that was pretty funny, man. I just didn't acknowledge it enough at the time.
Yeah. So we're going to go through some jokes that we each feel deserve respect.
Yes.
And a standing ovation.
We just want to bring to the surface some of these underappreciated jokes that have happened on this show and give them the light of day and the recognition that they deserve.
Yeah. So the first one that I have, do you remember when Jack Post was on the show?
Sure do, our first and only guest.
Yes. So he was on the show and we were talking about how Luke and Lewis for lunch, they tell us that it's national, but the show doesn't go to Adelaide or Perth.
Yes.
And this is when I said this hilarious joke.
Where is it? Where's it going? Are you guys
we're national except for Perth, Tasmania, and Northern Territory, so we're not really national.
No one's got digital radios there yet, maybe.
Yeah, or electricity yet. Silence.
I think what Jack said was funnier.
Excuse me. Okay, that's funny because Adelaide is not known to be incredibly well outfitted with amenities, and it's not as high class as Melbourne or Sydney. So the reason why that's funny is because I was implying that they're worse than they are, saying that they don't have electricity, which they do have, thus making my suggestion ridiculous, provoking laughter. Thank you, Michael.
Good, because I wasn't going to give it to you.
Well, what do you have then? What's funnier than that?
Okay, I did one on the show. We're talking about millionaires. on dating apps. We were like, oh, if millionaires use dating apps.
Yeah.
And I said an absolute cracker, and you didn't give it anything.
Oh, absolutely. Jump on Tinder and
Yeah.
Bumble. Who needs the lotto?
I don't think those guys are on Tinder, mate.
They're on elitesingles.com.
Yeah. They're on Tender.
Yeah. That was the worst
That
joke.
was a good joke. You said that was the worst joke.
Yeah, that's a little bit worse than silence. I have a confession to make, Luke.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that joke. I thought that you was... I now realize that you said tender, which is another name for money.
Yeah,
That's
like
funny,
legal tender.
but I didn't know what tender meant at the time. I thought you just said like the number 10 and then duh because it sounded similar and it had to do with money.
Oh, like a millionaire duh.
Yeah, which you know, that is a bad joke.
That would be the worst joke because that's not even a joke.
Okay.
That's just confusing.
Okay, well, I
So
do
can you
apologize.
acknowledge that
I'm
now?
sorry, that was very funny. Let's give him the laugh he deserves.
Like, you laugh too. Yeah, thank you.
Tender? Hilarious. I know what that means. But
Thank you. That's all I wanted. Applause. Okay, it wasn't that good, Michael.
it wasn't
Ease
that
up.
good. Maybe save that for this one. This is the last one, Luke. This one happened while we were recording our demo tapes. This almost ended our show before we made it to the
I
airwaves.
actually pointed this out to you after I edited some. I was listening back to our demo tapes as we were about to send them into the radio station, and I was listening back to it, and I was like, man, I messaged you. I think I texted you at the time, dude. You made a really funny thing. I'm so sorry I didn't acknowledge it.
Yeah, you apologized to me, but that's not enough. I want a laughter for this joke.
He started selling off merchandise, to raise money for the charity.
Warwick Kappa
Warwick
merchandise.
Kappa. No,
who's,
right.
Who's
So
rocking
no,
a Kappa
so-
hat? A Kappa cap.
No, right. So he was selling off other people's merchandise,
okay.
right? And it was
You just ignored me.
yeah. So we're talking about Warwick Kappa, and you were talking about Warwick Kappa's hat, and you said a Kappa cap. Very, very
That's
good.
funny. And you
is
just
funny.
ignored me.
I think I was thinking about what I was going to say next.
Thank you, Michael. You just didn't. Oh, yeah, Announcement. That was the funniest joke ever told.
Oh, that's a big call. Lewis, on this show, we have a man in the studio with us every day named Michael. And Michael is always... He seems to be on a never-ending quest to find himself the perfect nickname.
Yeah, when I say his name is Michael, that's what we call him. He doesn't have a nickname.
No,
we,
that is his
We
birth
have
name.
not given him a nickname.
Well, his parents gave him that name, Michael.
And he's stuck with it for his whole... Has anyone ever given you a nickname, Michael?
Yeah, I've had heaps of nicknames at school.
I don't.
I think you've given yourself more nicknames than other people have given you, because already on this show, you've tried to give yourself one, which was Sideshow Mike, we talked about the other day.
Yeah,
and how are you still feeling about Sideshow Mike?
I love it. And if I can just disclaim, it was actually a reference to the Simpsons character Sideshow Bob, which I didn't get to say in the sneaky recording you did.
So you're trying to tell us that you are like a serial killer that's trying to kill a child? Because that's the character of Sideshow Bob.
No,
So if that's what kind of like, if that's what you want to be represented as on the show, then fair enough. But
no, not at all.
Not at all. Really? Because you did sound very excited about it the other day.
Why Sideshow Mike?
Because my name's Michael and I'm the Sideshow.
Big call. The Sideshow. Really?
Well, just that I'm like, you guys are kind of like the main show and I'm just to the side, like pushing the buttons. Like
Just doing your own personal show at the exact same time.
Yeah.
On the side.
so we all had a laugh at this, and I'm like, oh, well, obviously that's not going to stick. And I thought we'd all moved on collectively.
Yeah,
but
like, because we thought if a nickname comes up, obviously we'll give it to Michael. Because we're not just going to let him keep up creating
well, you
new
don't create your own
nicknames.
nickname. That's how nicknames work. You
Yeah.
don't stow them upon yourself. So I was scrambling through Instagram the other day, just I've completely forgot about this whole Sideshow Mike saga. And what did I stumble across, Lewis?
Oh, he hasn't given himself a nickname, has he?
He's changed his Instagram handle to Radio Mike.
It's actually
Radio
Mike.
Radio.Mike.
It's
Wait, hang on. Radio Mike is so that's what you want your
wait.
nickname
Did you
to
just
be.
try to plug your Instagram then? Because it's Radio Mike. You just can't use a space in a
No one
handle.
follow Radio.Mike.
No.
We're putting a ban on following Radio.Mike. Just need to make a quick announcement here. Nobody follow Radio.Mike on Instagram. That is currently banned.
Cool.
Can
now,
I just say,
can you please explain yourself?
I don't know. I just wanted to change my name because before it was my first name and surname, and I was like, maybe a bit concerned about privacy. So I thought I was tossing up.
Mate, you are not getting famous off pushing buttons on a Triple M modern
There
digital.
were people at the race that we did last week that did get photos with Mike afterwards. So they got a photo with me and Lewis,
Yeah,
and they're like,
thanks
"Hey,
for
Mike,
standing up for me, though.
How did it? Was that your first like fan photo experience?
Yeah, probably.
How did it feel?
It felt great. Shout out to all those guys. We don't usually
That
do
was
shout outs
so-
on the show.
you just
know
love
what?
you're like, I love all my fans. You
Luke?
know, what can I say?
Luke, I think we've got a new nickname for Michael. Now that he's got fans and he thinks he's top dog.
What?
Famous Mike.
Famous Mike because of the radio. This is what I thought about the nickname. You work, 5 days a week on radio?
Yeah, well, not
Do you
on
identify, is that like how you identify as a person, like, my life is this show? Like,
radio. Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely.
well, I
It's-
do appreciate
it's my
that
livelihood.
dedication to the
That's
show.
good. That's
But
good. Because
I'll-
my life definitely is this show. I do other things. I read
Yeah.
comic books. I see movies by myself.
That's
but
like if my nickname was like Comedian Luke. It's like, that sucks. Like,
it's a title. It's more of a
that's
title.
just what you write on your passport. So you just write your nickname on your passport.
Well, I was actually also considering Mike's on Mike, because before I turn your mics on, I go, Mike's on.
I absolutely hate that.
I hate that more than Sideshow Mike
Yeah.
and Radio Mike combined.
You know what? I think this is what we do, okay? Because Mike wants a nickname, but we think it's a title, we should just combine. So we'll give him a title and a nickname. So I reckon from now, you will officially be known as The Famous, that's the title bit, and here's the nickname, Radio Mike. The Famous Radio Mike. What do you reckon, Lou?
Yeah, but Sideshow wasn't in there.
The Famous Radio Mike, and then your last name is Sideshow.
Sideshow. And then your catchphrase is Mike's on Mike.
Luke and Lewis for lunch. Today, we're doing this. You've heard of small talk. Now it's time for small jokes.
Hey, Matt, would you like some sugar in that?
No, thanks. I'm sweet enough.
Yep. Nice joke.
So, this is quickly becoming one of my favourite segments, Luke. Basically, everybody has heard about small talk. It's the kind of talk that you'll make with a stranger in an elevator or waiting in line, how's the weather, things like that. But what goes underappreciated are small jokes, which is things that generally older men, some women do it, but it's generally older men will tell you just a small little joke, chuck it in there with their small talk, and then you are almost guilt-tripped into laughing.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. Most people are guilt-tripped into laughing. In my situation today, with the small joke I heard,
Well, you're bringing in one today.
I was not at all guilt-tripped into laughing. I stood there stone face. It was cold. It was
Right.
okay. So what happened was I work at a golf club, right?
Really? I thought you worked at a radio
Okay,
station.
well, I used to work at a golf club. This happened a while ago.
Yeah.
And I was serving a customer, just a retail type situation.
Yeah.
And he walked in, it was quite an old gentleman, and he was,
Classic.
and he thought he was one of those guys who really fancied himself, a bit of, just humour-wise. He fancied himself. And I was like, good on him. So I
thought he
giving-
was funny, which
Yeah.
is warning sign. Whenever anyone tells someone that they're funny, you know they're going to say something just horrendous.
Yes, and that's exactly what he followed on to do. So we was getting to the back end of the transaction, and I was like, all right, that's just going to be $24, thanks. And he goes,
Here it comes.
oh, can I give you my wife instead?
Huh.
And I was like, oh, that's just going to be $24, thanks. And he goes,
The
oh.
disrespect.
He goes, oh. That's halfway done, by the way. Halfway
Okay,
done.
so he had another go
Yeah,
after this.
He goes, I didn't get him the first time. This one will get him.
Yeah.
And then he goes, all right, what about me kids? And I was like, yeah, that's just going to be $24, thanks. And then he goes, yeah, you're not a big fan of comedy, eh? And I was like, no, not anymore. Well, I was just like, the fact that he kept going.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you're not guilting me into laughing. Because, like, okay,
Maybe I don't really understand that joke
well,
properly.
Lewis, that's funny because after years of marriage, many people often feel unsatisfied with their lifestyle and relationships, so decide to blame that dissatisfaction on their partner and kids, which they have already mutually decided to have years later. So therefore, the joke was that he values his wife and kids at a dollar amount less than 24.
Oh!
Pretty good joke when you actually think
That's
about
funny.
it, isn't it?
That's funny. That's amazing.
Really good joke.
Oh, that's a small joke. That's a huge joke, actually. I'm changing my mind. Amazing. I can't wait for the next time we do
It
this.
gets you when you think about it. It comes back around that
Yeah,
one.
I think I just didn't really understand it, but when you explained it long form style, hilarious.
Yeah.
Luke and Lewis for lunch.
Now, Lewis, a couple of weeks ago, we did a segment on the show called Nominate a Mate for a Gift They'll Hate, and we went down to the local op shop and bought some gifts that people will hate.
Yeah.
Now, we bought one thing that didn't get given away on the show. We decided to save it for another time.
We accidentally stumbled on a gift someone would love.
Yeah, so we didn't give it away.
Me.
Well, yeah, we didn't give it away because we thought, this is why no one's going to hate this. It was Out the Back, Scott Cam, his 2004 book that just discovers how to be a bloke in your own backyard, projects, maintenance tips, and some funny yarns. So Scotty Cam from The Block, as
And
people
every building show ever.
Yeah, Better Homes and Gardens, maybe?
Everything.
And he's put out a book in 2004, so it's 13 years old now, but it is still, it ages
It's a classic,
well.
yeah.
And since this, I bought the book at the time, and you've been perhaps a little too interested, I've noticed. I sometimes
I'm the
catch
correct
you,
amount of interested.
Well, sometimes I catch you
Incredibly.
trying to read my book, and I'm like, hey man, can you put that down? That's my property. It's my book.
I don't know why you don't want me to read this book. I don't know why I'm not allowed.
Well, you
just
keep
let me-
trying to get a look in Scotty Cam's book.
Yeah, give me a
And-
look in the book.
You've read the blurb, and that's all I've allowed you to read. You're not opening it. It's my
I've
book.
more than read the blurb. I've memorized
Okay,
the blurb.
why
right?
do you want to read this book so bad?
I'll tell you why. Here's a quick quote from the back of the book. This is the only thing that I've read. Scotty Cam reckons there are too many sensitive new age guys out there who wouldn't know a hammer from a nail. I'm one of those people. I don't know the difference between a hammer and a nail.
So you want it
I need
for
to read the book to
educational.
find out. What's a hammer? What's a nail? I don't know. I'm new age.
You're
So
modern.
let-
You're digital.
Yeah.
You know?
Let me have a look in the book.
No, you're not getting a look in the book. And okay, but I'm not going to be like evil. Okay, I'm going because you really want this book. Like
give me the book.
You unironically want to read this.
Yes.
don't you?
Here's
Okay.
another quote from the blurb.
So-
Scotty Cam
No one
entertains
cares.
with his trademark humorous yarns. I want to see.
Yes.
I want to read some of his
I know he
trademark
does,
humorous
mate,
yarns.
because it's my book and I've started reading it. And
It's
it's actually
our
a good
book.
read.
We bought it for our segment.
No, I bought the book. You want to read my book, and you know what? I'll extend an olive branch. I will give you an opportunity today, right now.
Why don't you extend the book instead?
I will give you an opportunity right now to win the book off me. How does that sound?
That sounds amazing.
All right.
I'm going to win. Wait, do I have any time to study or to
No,
prepare?
it is a quiz show. Okay, all right. I'm going to ask you 4 questions. Michael, hit the game show music. Welcome to Will Lewis get a look in Scotty Cam's book? Alrighty. Question 1.
Okay.
You can just fade that slightly. Okay, just so Lewis can think.
I do need to concentrate.
It shouldn't be a hard quiz at all.
I'm going to nail this.
Question 1. Out of the following, which is the odd one out? A lion, a leopard, a tiger, or a caterpillar?
Lion, leopard, tiger, or one of them's a bug and the other one's a big cats.
Mm-hmm.
But a lion doesn't have any kind of spots or stripes. Lion, A. Lock it in, Eddie.
Incorrect.
What do you mean?
It was the tiger as he was wearing shoes.
We didn't, didn't tell me they had shoes on. This whole quiz is rigged.
No, it's not.
Give me a look in the book.
Question 2. You have to get one right, by the way, to win this
How many
book.
questions are there?
4.
Oh, easy.
You
What's
got
2?
3 more goes.
All right.
Question 2. Is the answer A, B, C, or D?
What's the question?
Well, that's the question.
Can I phone a friend?
Yeah, if you want.
Michael, what do you reckon?
Honestly, I haven't spoken to him about this, so I don't know.
You're stressing me out, man. C. Lock it in, Eddie.
Ooh, incorrect. The answer was 2. It was question 2. It was in the question title. Anyway, question number
Hang on,
3.
no. You can't number the questions and not tell me.
Yeah,
you
I
said
just
letters.
said. I said it's question 2. Is the answer A, B, C, D? And you poorly guess the wrong answer. Now,
This quiz
question
sucks.
3. Do you think you're on your way to winning the Scotty Cam book?
This is a trick question. B, maybe.
It doesn't matter. I'm never giving it to
Oh,
you.
no! This is just bullying.
Question 4. What was the answer to question 1?
You just can't. You know I'm a goldfish, man. I can't remember. It had something to do with shoes. Whichever one was wearing shoes. Tiger!
Incorrect.
No, it
The
wasn't.
tiger took his shoes off, thus making the caterpillar the odd one out because he was the only non-big cat.
Just give me that book.
You're not having the book.
me a
So
look
you
in the
failed
book.
today in winning the book off me, but I will, you know what, once a week I'll give you an opportunity to win this Scotty Cam Out the Back book. Good luck, mate.
This sucks. I just want to read Scotty Cam's trademark humorous yarns. Give me a look in the book.
No. Next week.
Luke and Lewis for lunch. I'm going to go and get this book. That brings us to the end of the show, sadly, ladies and gentlemen. But, Luke, I stopped looking.
Sorry, I was reading Scotty Cam's book.
I've got an announcement to make. Give me a look in that book.
Nope.
Well, then I'm ending the show.
That's fine. It's the end. Quite literally was the worst threat ever. We have to get off air now. It's 2 p.m.
We've gone over 2. Michael is stressing out because we're ending the show late. This is Luke and Lewis for lunch. Give me a look in that book. Or I'm calling the police. Here they come.